So today on Stool Talk, we have with us a special guest. Kind of been in the topic of conversation lately because of his knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the game, life, his evolution, his involvement. One that kind of been ahead of the time, but he ain't really verbal about it because he's just humble. Mr.
Right.
Ronnell Isom.
What's up,
The
man?
conversation came up and. I was talking to Mike Chalk. We did an interview, but before that, we was talking about basketball. So I'm asking him his senior year. I think it was his senior year. What made him want to stay at Bowser, or why did he ever think about leaving? He said, "Yeah, I didn't ever know that," but he said he worked out with this specific player that took his game up to the next level, and it was you. He said he worked out with you. He said Ronnell worked me out so hard my senior year, it took my game to a whole nother level. So I was like, dang, so he got to telling me what y'all was doing. I said, he was doing all that back then. He said, yeah, so it makes sense when I see you working with, is that your cousin, your nephew?
Who, Chop?
No, the one that was at the park, Wallbridge.
No, that's just a little guy that I have, man. He ain't no
Yeah,
relation.
I would have thought that was family, the emotion and stuff. So that brings me to that. He said, man, he been had that in his bag when we was in high school. I said, man, he made me want to call everybody like, hey, I don't know if he is, but hey, he worth a try. You need to holler at Ronnell because like you was on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a reason that, I had kind of wanted to bring this conversation and, kind of spotlight you for what you're doing and all your effort. And, I even know how my cousin, Melvin Thomas felt about you as well, how you was connected to him and his players all as well. So, I wanted to bring you on today, man. We can have a conversation. So
Sure.
what age did you first get started in basketball?
Well, first of all, man, shout out to you, bro, because you should, like I said, you should have been doing this a long time ago. You definitely one of them ones, man. People don't know. Gridiron game from start to Scott, all of that, basketball and football. So shout out to you for one. No, man, man, it was crazy, man. I don't think I was supposed to play basketball, bro. My mom, she dropped me off over my auntie house when I was like 10. If she stayed in like the Burkhead place and she dropped me off over there, it was a Super Bowl. Man, don't ask me who. This in the 90s sometime, bro. Like, and she dropped me off over there to be around a grown man in the church. And then these dudes was on the Super Bowl. I just was not into it. I just wanted to eat some pizza for real, right? These old deacons and pastors. So halftime of the Super Bowl, they get up and I just start flicking the channels and I turn to this Golden State Warriors and Sacramento Kings game randomly on. I start seeing like Tim Hardaway and Chris Mellons, and it just started messing with like, man, hold on, like that look kind of, So I just kind of picked it up by myself. Not even gonna lie to you, start picking it up by myself and got into it. And I got two younger brothers that was under. Well, I got four brothers under me, but my main two at the time was Adrian and Hobart, Pooter. And I used to just take them through it. So whatever I was doing, they would do it. So they was kind of like my friends. We would like play. My mom wouldn't let us play with the kids on the street, man. If I tell you who stayed on my block when I was little, you'd be like, how you missed that? But she ain't let us off the porch right away, man. I'm talking about like I used to like watch like Sharon Peacock.
Okay. Shout out to Sharon Peacock, yeah.
So this how ignorant I was to basketball. Like I knew I liked it, but my mom she wouldn't let us come off the porch. So in front of my house, like Sharon Peacock, he'll be playing. And Sharon back there was the fastest dude on the block. He was the most athletic person in the whole South Side. So him and his cousin Marcus Matlock, they'll have a whole bunch of people in front of the house. And they would play on this rim, and Sharon would take off and be dunking on him, and he'll be like, Sean Kemp. So I'll be like, that's his name, Sean Kemp. So every day I'll run outside to see. I like, Mom, I got to see Sean Kemp play. I got to see. So yeah, my dad had to tell me like, boy, that ain't Sean Kemp. Well, for like about 3 weeks, I thought Sharon Peacock was Sean Kemp, bro. So Uh, it was a weird journey, man, for real, man. But when she let me off the porch, man, I was taller than them, and it was on the floor after that. So it was a weird journey, but here we are, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then you kind of talked about on your live coming up through the ranks. You was a standout basketball player, and even you talked about your transition at Libby, how you knew it was people in front of you, and you knew that you had to wait your turn. You knew that trying to be a selfish player wasn't gonna cut it, but team player and understanding roles. With you just telling me that story as well, it seemed to me as you took in things really fast at a young age and you able to dissect it and kind of understand and people follow you. You've been like
Right.
that since you was 10, since you just said the story. So even coming up, like I knew y'all was loaded over there. And I used to hear about you through your cousin Donette that
Mm-hmm.
went she used to always be talking about. I'm like, her last name the same as his. So that's when I really got to paying attention. Like, yeah, because she could shoot too, and you could shoot. So she
Right.
was like, it run in the family.
Right.
So just seeing how, everything played out and it happened how it happened versus if you would have forced it to be like, man, I'm going to a different school because I'm trying to get my shine earlier, but you was patient and you played the waiting game and it paid off. Where did you get that kind of knowledge and understanding and want it to be about the team and not just you?
Man, you know what? I ain't gonna lie, man. I can't even take credit for that. I think times now from like thinking like that today versus thinking like that before, I think it was just natural to just kind of stick with the dudes you kind of grew up with and kind of go through the ranks. It's like basketball back then for us, it was fun. So we'll go to the park and you want to keep your same five, you want to run with your boys, you want to go against the best. So we'll go to Indiana Park, City Park, Smith Park, and you talk about back then, it's like me, Dougie,
Yeah.
Latrell White, Dougie, Emmett Davis, Rico Hester, Big West, you know what I'm saying? Like we going places running people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you looking at that, you just kind of want to stick together. So I think when we got to Libby, man, we ain't know what we was getting into. It's kind of like the LeBron story. If you watch that Rising
Yeah.
Star, I think everybody had that mentality. Like you just wanted to stick with your bros for real. Like we knew how to play with each other. We knew where we was at. You just wanted to stick with each other. But high school, just Libby High School, man, that stuff, man, just woke you up. Like because you never seen nothing like it. Cause you coming from 8th grade and you know your boys got your back and you the best out of them. So now when you going up and you seeing, I remember seeing Mama playing in some Rockports, giving it to me in some Rockport, like bucket out the bucket, like, laughing at me, you know what I'm saying? And like
Yeah.
T. Ev and Dante Mays, and then you see Puddin', like,
Yeah.
man, you just have to wait your turn, seriously. Like, they'll beat you up, man. Our practices at Libby, literally since the day I walked in the door till my senior year, to be prepared for a Scott game or a St. John's game on a Wednesday, they would bring in 3 groups of men. So 15 grown men that played at Libby before and made
Mm.
teams of 5. So I'll just tell you my freshman year. Our freshman year, that was your senior year. What was it, your senior
I
year? Yeah,
came
it was
out.
your
Yeah, I came out
you got
01.
01. So you was a junior then. So
Yeah.
my freshman year is when we went to states, right? So we went out 25-1 team. So check this out. Like we would go to practice and we was already good at freshmen. But on a Wednesday, they would bring in 15 groups of old men, like older dudes, to play against us, the JV and the varsity. We'll just scrimmage all day
Mm-hmm.
in preparation for either Scott or St. John's every day. Like I'm talking about beating us up, referees in there, all of that. Like really getting you ready for like. By the time we played them other schools, man, we were just ready to kill them. Like they
Yeah.
were just really grooming you for that, man. And the coaching staff, I remember Coach Bates always told me something. He's man, you never get people that know more than you. You just get people that you put in the right places and they can do the other stuff that you can't do. That's what make you a great coach. So he'll have like Coach Martin would be the brains of the plays, then in player development, then Big C, Carlton Mathis, he'll be
Yeah.
the run really getting on us and stuff. And Coach West give you that professionalism, like, and then the other dudes be around there. Coach Bates just straight motivational. So by the time you became a senior, you was already prepared for whatever. Like
Yeah.
I remember not getting no reward. I was just telling Chuck this yesterday. I swear to God. I remember, bro, I had to tell him I ain't get an honorable mention, nothing. Junior, freshman, sophomore year. When I was a senior, I cleaned up everything but player of the year. So
Yeah.
shout out to them, man. I can't really get that to me, like being like that. But I just think back then we was all like that. I mean, I know you transferred, but it was for different reasons though.
Yeah.
But all y'all was tight too though. But I just think back then you just wanted to kind of play with your boy. Basketball wasn't individualized thinking back then like it is today. So
Yeah, and before I ask you this question, what you saying about what you said on your live about knowing the game of basketball, understanding and how y'all had a unit from Big C, Coach West, Coach Martin, and even Uncle G. We play Libby in the city championship at Central my senior year. I mean, my freshman year. So we winning, and they doing it. You know, y'all got that infamous press. So I just kept getting the ball on the right side. So you know, I was fast, so I'm running up there, man. Uncle G pulled Mama to the side and said, "He killing y'all. If he going this fast with his right, let's see if he can do it left."
yeah.
So it changed the whole thing of the game because they played me different, and my people used to me going the same way, and it altered the game. And you know, they end up winning. But that just listening and that, you know, that familyhood. What does Southside mean to you? Because like when I grew up, I knew some Libby players, even though I was in Scott District, they used to come over on Calumet over Damon Echo's house. Omar, he played multiple sports. Rest in peace to him. Deion Johnson, rest in peace. Deion, he teach me the game as hooping. Like, look, you got to be offensively. You got like he used to teach me that at a younger age. Tavares, my cousin, Gowan Patterson, Pig, Dante, Duck, all of them like. Seeing all of them and how y'all was as a close knit. So growing up, what was the Southside pride like to you?
Man, listen, man, you putting chills through my body just thinking about it because it's so crazy. You coming up like you got to think about the schools like I went to Pickett first, so it started at like Pickett. So you go to Pickett. I remember we used to play Stewart when we was in elementary, and that school felt so far away, man. But it was only like 2 minutes up the street. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But we started going to school together and like growing up and realized like it was more to the south than just like Belmont, Bloom, Hamilton, Tecumseh. Now you thinking about Ewing and you know what I'm saying, all the way down there to the projects and start seeing them kids, man, it was just real prideful, man. Like, man, you just want to rep it everywhere you go. Cause it just felt like a city on its own. Now you going to Libya and now you get introduced to the South End and all them kids are like the Newberries and the Warbridges and
yeah.
all of that. We all going to Libya now. So it's like, it was just instilled in you, man. It was probably like, to me, it was the only side of town that was like separated from everybody else. Like once you hit that viaduct and you on that side of town, once you cross the door, it was another atmosphere, bro. It's like it didn't compare. It was, I mean, I hate to say it was one gang. Any other color over there was like you looked at it like, man, you don't wear black, you don't like black. Like it was just natural. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing else that changed the dynamic of the growth over there. You know what I'm saying? You hoop, everybody know who you are. You was free to go to every park. You was free to go to. It wasn't none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you just indented that in your heart, man. Took that with you. I mean, it was Libby over everything for real. I mean, like it was Southside over everything when
Was
we
it
took
always
that.
was it always the intimidation factor? Because when we played y'all come out, Cowboys throwing up the L. My teammates, we ain't saying no names. Them boys was shook. A lot of them, it would throw them off their game. Like,
Man,
and it was like y'all wasn't doing it like flagrantly, but it was like, hey, this is what we is. We come in here, we in y'all face. It wasn't nothing illegal, no cheap shots, but y'all
mm-mm.
was intimidating.
Listen, man. Listen, that stuff. Like I said, man, we got our own handshake, bro. Like it's stuff about Libby, bro. That's like, man, we did that to every school. Like when we seen Scott or St. John's, man. I mean, Scott was the rival for sure, but everybody got it the same way from beginning to end. And if you lost or won, you still paying with it. You couldn't let go, man. If you did, somebody's gonna make sure that you knew about it. So, like. Man, we got our own handshake. We got our own greetings. Man, I'm really sad that they tore it down like that, man, because I feel like Libby was really that area could have really with the high school coming up being what it could have been. Like it really, if we would have won states, it would have been a total different conversation today. Like everything being how it is, these charter schools and a lot of the kids over there went to Bowser and stuff like that. Like it'd be real different, man. But they embedded that in us a long time ago, man. Once you seen City Park, your life changed. After that, you knew you was going to Libby, you knew it was this. If you did anything else, you was looked at as a traitor, and it was funny. So
Yeah. So as you furthered your basketball career, you went on to college, you played some pro, you played against overseas, you played against a lot of top players, some that's even in the NBA, and players that really play at the top of their game. Can you explain to me and tell me about that experience? What did that do to you as far as your game and even your mental being like, man, I just played against that. And a lot of them, I already know you used to get a business to saying like, man, I was doing him like that and he over there. How
he
did
over
that
there, bro. Listen to me, bro.
how do you handle all that?
Man, first I'm a speak for us all because it's just a basketball thing about Toledo, man. It's just a Toledo person, bro. Wherever a Toledo man go, we stand out. It
Yeah.
don't matter if it's fashion, talking to women, sports. We go to the biggest cities, man, and stand out. Man, I go to places, man, these dudes be 5-star, 4-star athletes, man, and all of this shit. There be stuff they don't know about basketball, man, and I got taught when I was a freshman. And I just eat them up. It was
Mhm.
more just out thinking them and stuff like that. But after a while, man, you understood the politics. So it humbled you. So instead of you arguing the situation, I was kind of saying it the other day, man. We need to get back to teaching our kids to how it is to play with somebody that's just as good as you versus trying to be better than them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a difference. When I learned how to be better than the person that was next to me, then it changed me though. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I kind of learned from like the James Johnsons, the Kyle Lowrys, the J.R. Smith, like Devin Harris, Nancy Hunter. Like when I started to see them instead of going at them all the time, like picking their mind. I remember Earl Boykin sat me down one time when we was younger. I remember I was with Ann Miller. We was in Cleveland, and we played in this pro-am in Cleveland or something. And I was a freshman in college, and I busted Earl Boykin's ass. I was killing. I was sorry, excuse my language. I was killing him though, and man, he was just hitting me with so much simple stuff. Like it was simple things. And I'm going back at him and not on. He explained to me like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could talk and back it up, but next level, like what that doing for you when you get off the court? Like how you building those relationships with people? How are you creating future relationships with those people like that? Like you gotta remember like the game is the game on the court, but like you carrying off the court and you being this all the time, like I can't sell you like that. People can't sell you like that. That's not professional. So he was probably one of the first people I ever talked to that was up there on that level and was like, hold on, man, let me fall back for real. Like, cause I must not be doing it right. Like it's really not about going at everybody for real, or it's really not about taking it off the court thinking you going home with the bitter in your heart. Like, man, you just killed him, gave him 40, and he in the league. Like, it's not about that. It's really like, man, how can I get there for real? Or man, how can I know what you know or be just like you? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's really when it start to humble me, man. Like changing and all of that. Then when you start playing pro, when it become a job, it's like I be telling these dudes all the time, when it become a job, when basketball is your job, and you looking forward to you got to look for this to make money, man,
Yeah.
you really gonna humble yourself. Cause there's gonna be a lot of situations where you gotta bite the bullet and just take it, man. Like I remember just trying out my first practices with the Washington Generals. I had a team send me to the Washington Generals, and that's the Globetrotter team. And
Mm-hmm.
down there with the Generals to play, man. The first thing they did, I seen them practice, they was practicing to pull this dude pants down for the game. But Washington Generals, they make like 25, 30 grand, you know what I'm saying, a year playing against the Globetrotters every day. Like, you're gonna lose, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
me being competitive, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this. This not what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to let this. Then coming from Libby, all of that, you know what I'm saying? I could feel Uncle G in my heart. Like, man, you about to let these boys pull your pants down for $1. Like, I could feel them saying that. You feel me? I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to do this. I remember playing my first game, man. I got out there, bro, and you're not supposed to beat them. Like, the Generals never beat the Globetrotters, right? So it's a whole, like, the whole game it's like a play. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's scripted. So every time, like, you get these little times where you can go at them, right? So we playing this game, man, and I swear I go off for like 8, 10 straight, and people cheering for me. Man, dudes pull them out the game, man, get them out the game. You gotta get out the game. Man, I get a call from the owner like, yeah, I don't think this for you, man. You too competitive. I'm like, man, nah, you too competitive, man. Next week, they went to like Paris and London and all of that. So I blew that bag because I ain't know
Yeah.
how to listen. That stuff humble you, man, because it puts you in a different bracket as you grow up now. Now you looking at it now, you like, dang, I wish I would have let them pull down my parents for that money, pause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
When did you start being into the music, being in the media and the films and all that? Did that always be a part of you?
yeah, man, I used to love movies growing up. You know, shout out to my brother Adrian, my dad. He played the bass player. My stepdad, he played the bass for Ronnell Silent Group.
Okay.
So we used to always be around the instruments. Chris Bird, True Victory back in the day. My boy Smurf, he a MD with Music Soul Child, like them my people. So when I wasn't on the court, we was at practice. So I play the keys and we'll be playing the keys, and my brother be on the drums and playing the bass, and we just picking it up. So with the music, you know, Adrian died, and it was like I feel like I wanted to be a part of him still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just went for it. Like, I just tried to do something. I just wanted to associate myself with something that he was doing because I wanted to feel him still. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I just went at it. I started making the music, and then I started leading to the films and all of that other stuff. So I just try to do something different, man. You know, death would either, you know what I'm saying, make you go closer to people or make you pull you away from the things you love, you know. And to me, I
Yeah.
was just I lived through them for a long time because I missed them so much. Even though it's easy to me, I love doing it and stuff like that. Like, my brother was really the music here for real, man. I just wanted to walk in his footsteps just to feel his soul some more. So
Yeah.
that's what it was.
How has his passion influenced your work within the community and even your influence on yourself and being motivated?
Man, just the fact that, man, I just, he under me. And just the talking and the conversation, just like giving to him all the time. And it's so funny because he would give me stuff too, man. I remember one of my last conversations with him. I was on the phone with him while he was in LA, and I was telling him like, yeah, I'm about to send you some money and some clothes. You know, he living in LA at the time. And I'm like, where you at? He like, oh, I'm at this video shoot. I'm walking to the store with Chris and Tank. I'm like, Chris and Tank? Who is that, bro? Who is that? He like, man, you know Chris Brown, Tank, the singer. I'm like, bro, get the fuck right. You with them right now? He like, yeah. I'm like, and he like, yeah. He like, I'm like, bro, take a picture, send it to me. He like, man, bro, what I look like taking a picture with these dudes and they do the same thing I do. I
Yeah.
said, uh, that blew my mind, man. That blew
Yeah.
my mind. I'm like, man, you right. It's like they tie their shoes up just like you. You don't want to be no groupie. You want to feel like you belong. So, man, he taught me lessons like that as I thought I was teaching him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I feel like it's always a lesson in something when it comes to the youth. Like, these kids miss so much. And even just doing these programs, man, I could show you my phone, man, my texts and messages, man. I can show you how many kids just been like this or grown. Man, they kids to me, but they grown up. Be like, man, you inspire me to do this, or man, I appreciate you saying this to me or talking to me like this, or getting like just real humble. Like nobody never talked to him before. And it's
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean? So I just see that in me. And I never did that for no check, you know? Cause
Yeah.
I know people like Chalk or, you know what I'm saying, my brother, my god brother Chuck, like those guys do, they talk to me all the time. So it was
Yeah.
normal. But man, there's so many kids out here that don't even get talked to. Like it's sad, man. They get all their information from music, TV, and the internet. It's
Yeah.
like just have a conversation with somebody, you will change their life, man. So that's
Yeah.
what I be on for real.
Do you have you ever thought about like doing some awards with their names on it? Your brother Melvin or
All day. I
okay.
ain't giving you no secrets, man. For
Okay,
sure.
okay.
Man, listen, I want to do so much, man. This program to me, and first of all, shout out Lee Tab.
Yeah,
Um,
he used to play for Rogers, right?
yep. Lee Tab, Mr. 16. Shout out
Yeah.
Lee Tab, who the head director of it. If it weren't for him being the other side, man, we would never got this stuff going, man. Coach
Yeah, shout
Martin as well too, a brain too. But
out to DD.
like it's so much, man, that I want to bring to this positively, like the right way. Like I want to give homage to people that need their flowers.
Yeah,
Kamisha Harrison, you don't
yeah,
talk about her, man. She was in high school. She was cold. WNBA, first girl to make it to the WNBA. Nobody even talk about her. You know what I'm saying? It's like we forgot
yeah,
uh them teams back from the day, like the 25-1 team, your football team, you know what I'm saying? People like Melvin who was so influential in the community, they
yeah,
forget that his daddy was like that when we was growing up. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's so many names that I see every day that people forget about, that don't talk about. Even some of them basketball players, like to me, they never got to the NBA, but to us, they was NBA players like Tony Scruggs and
yeah. Shout
uh,
out Tom.
right, shout out Tom, Aaron Bates, like you know what I'm saying. People will see that arguing with Aaron Bates. People really don't know, man. This dude was relevant for decades, man. You know what I'm
Don
saying?
Nelson came to Toledo to when he was coaching the Bucks.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
and
yeah.
when I transferred to Start, we played Scott my senior year. This dude knocked on the thing. They like, Richard, somebody out there for you, man. He gave me a brand new pair of NBA socks. Oh my goodness.
What?
Man, yeah, because like you said, he got connection, but people don't be wanting to like listen because they either trying to compete with him or trying to be better than him, and it ain't like that.
That's the nature of the city, man. That's like we too busy competing with each other instead of taking one thing and building it together and making it something as a whole. Like if I stop looking at him as my competitor or my enemy and start looking at him as my brother and my partner,
Yeah,
man, we will be way further along than what we are, man. Like you look at Seattle pipeline with they hoopers, Jamal Crawford, Isaiah Thomas, uh Nate Robinson, Brandon Roy, like Deontay Murray. What's the dude that just was rookie of the year? From Duke that played at Orlando, the rookie of the year. I forgot his name. But all
yeah,
them, I forgot his name. But all them dudes from Seattle, man, it's a pipeline. They say, man, we got a group chat. We get back to the community. We got camps. We got all of this. Like we so busy being competitors, man. We ain't even got it's dudes from here that don't even got businesses here, man. You know what I'm saying? You forget about that. It's like, think about it. Think about one famous person here that has a business today here. It's like, that's the saddest thing. And we ain't even talking about sports, talk about everything like music, actors. Now, shout out to this boxing right now because this boxing making a way because you could see them boxers. But
yeah,
we been doing this, and we in the middle of everything. We go north, south, east, west, both highways. You know,
yeah,
we got Indiana, Michigan, Pennsylvania. We everything right here. Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago. Man, we could have been a hub a long time ago for
yeah,
everything. So it's like I want to bring that back, man. It's like that stuff need to be known. People need to know their history. I was in the gym with a kid from Rogers playing in his third year from he about to be a junior. I forgot his name. I want to say the kid name. I forgot, but he can shoot the ball. Man, he ain't know who I was. He ain't know who Brian Roberts was. He ain't know the dudes on the wall in Rogers. Like, what are y'all doing? Like,
right,
are you all city and you don't know all city, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Humphreys, all them, even they teams that went to the state.
listen, man, listen, they don't know what that stuff mean, man. And you just need to, I feel like doing this pro-am, you know, making it bigger enough and making people see it's like you can bring those names to people and make now I could put a face with the name and oh that's who did that. Or that's who that is, Coach Bates. Um your coach, Mr. Scratches was one. You know what I'm saying? We talked about his name, Earl. Feel like
Yeah,
Earl won't get a he ain't never got a rose, bro. Not
yeah,
one rose. Like
he two teams in the state championship, two different divisions. That's rare.
two,
No matter how they
two
get
teams, two
out here.
different divisions, man.
And
Come on.
Coach Bates
For
did it too.
sure.
Yeah,
But more y'all though that way though, cause he kept coaching after Coach Bates too though, and he
yeah,
had younger dudes. He had the Clemmy Owens and Tony Kennard and Pratt and
yeah,
Damon Powell, like all of them. You know what I'm saying? This was later on, so man, some of these dudes need some of these people in our city. If we gave them flowers out loud, people would pay attention again, and
yeah.
that's all it's about. It's bigger than basketball, man.
So is that kind of what gave you motivation to help with the league and get it started and all that?
Some of it, that and just watching players in our city get taught the game wrong. Like I made a status like a month ago, like I train kids for $20. It went crazy. Like, man, I got like over 100 inboxes from people like want me to train their kids and do
Yeah,
stuff with their kids. And I don't know if it was the money or it was for me, but it just make me sick how the game is played. And then on top of the game being played like that, our city is small for exposure. We only got
yeah,
a couple D1 players and all of that. And like you go to Columbus, they leagues, they full of D1 players. Cleveland, they full of D1 players and pro players. Cincinnati, like we shouldn't be no different. But
yeah,
it takes a village though, you know? It takes something to get them involved. So our goal with the Toledo Pro-Am, not only are we shooting for them pros overseas to get over there, but man, I'm trying to get these dudes in college, man. Like I'm trying to get these kids to see that it's more to this than here today.
yeah.
These guns and the stuff that y'all doing, like, man, I don't know the last time you've been to Toledo, but man, every park look nice. Like every park, like Smith Park, glass rims, Indiana Park, glass rims, City Park, glass rim. Not a kid up and not a kid there. Not a kid in sight. Like where y'all at?
Right.
It's like we got to get back to like building that and finding a way through sports again for them to be active in life and finding themselves because I really found life when I left Toledo. I really seen a lot when I left. You know what I'm saying? I got in my trouble and I left and seen Chicago and St. Louis and all of that, like how these people are in their community is like, man, this ain't even close to Toledo.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
we
just
was
big
talking
basketball.
to Tori, shout out to Tori too. You know, she's opening this where she just about to be her second stint at that girls youth league.
Yeah, for sure.
So I did an interview with her and I was talking to her. I was talking to Shekinah Alexander Connor and Stephanie Johnson. And Stephanie Johnson coaches down here in Atlanta. And she was talking about the same
Mhm.
all them teams is getting teams and how they play basketball, whereas in Ohio they ain't playing basketball. Now they want to be on the block. They not even being out there. Or this is what I was going to ask you too. A lot of people is taking all the good players, putting them on one team, so now these other teams can't compete. So now the players like I ain't about to play and keep getting scraped, like or the teams ain't stacked fair. What do we need to do about that? And how did you be able to level the playing field in your league with all the talent around?
So with the one of it is for one, I got the motto, man. One, if you build it, it will come. That's my motto this year. It's that Feel the Dream. Toledo is show me state. It's a show me city. Like people don't like to get involved on nothing or jump on a bandwagon until they see it making some kind of movement first. Like they can't believe in the vision as much as they gotta see the vision actually coming to life for them to capture it. Like Saturday, we had probably like 75 people in the gym. Man, word of mouth kept going. I even started our tryouts. Our tryouts, we probably had like 30 dudes tryouts the first day. The
Uh-huh.
next day, 45, 50 dudes. And shout out Jesse Coleman. Jesse Coleman is
Oh,
phenomenal.
Jesse.
Man. Jesse Coleman is phenomenal, bro. Everything he do is phenomenal. 4-9 grind, all of that. But we have 50, like 60 dudes the next day. And just got word of mouth. Next thing you know, the following week we do the draft. We posting it. We do the draft. Now we play these games. Now everybody want to play. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So everything really word of mouth. And when it comes to these schools and stuff and people stacking teams like that, and I'm thinking that's what you're talking about, right? The schools,
Yeah.
like high schools and stuff. Like
Yeah.
when it comes to that, like, man, I really hate that we implemented the charter schools, because the charter schools is really what split a lot of the kids up now. So
Yeah.
those players, like everybody, if you went to Robinson, you was going to Scott. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If you went to DeVoe, you was going to Start. So it wasn't no reason for St. Francis and Cardinal Stretch and Emmanuel and Whitmer and Central, all of them to come pick the players, because we already knew where we was going. Now you implement these charter schools and you hit the kids with the behavior, and they labeling the kids with the different diagnoses of ADHD and ADD, all of that stuff. Like, they can come in and make moves on our kids now. So we need to just find a way to keep them home. Like, we need to find a way to keep them home, but we have to get them in. We have to get in the schools earlier. Tell
Yeah.
them about the programs. I remember Libby was coming to pick it when it was representatives coming to talk to us about high school, like in junior high, coming to talk to us. Junior highs coming to talk to the elementary, and the high school coming to talk to the junior highs, preparing you to get there. Like, it's no preparation no more. So they pretty much can do what they want to do now. And you think about the people our age now having kids in high school now. When we was in high school, everybody thought Scott was bad, Libby was bad. So now when you have kids, you like, man, I'm gonna send my kid to St. Francis. I'm gonna send my kid to Perrysburg. I'm gonna say, but them schools ain't no better because they got their own problems too.
Yeah.
So it just started at the home. It started at home and it started at the school. So it don't happen. Like I said, Toledo just everybody think that it's one way, so everybody start thinking that way instead of kind of like coming together and kind of coming up with a plan and keeping it home versus it shouldn't be like it is at all, man. But I always feel like they know how to split us up. That's a whole nother conversation. But it
With the
is what it is.
track league, like it's a big seesaw difference. City league and the track league is just way seem like that's where all the attention is focusing. Where it's athletes at the other school, but they gotta come out, they gotta be on the team, they gotta be involved. We can't be losing them.
Right. So it ain't even no track no more. You know that, right? Nah. So they split the track up. Now, St. Francis, St. John's, Central, they play in the Detroit Catholic League.
Oh, okay.
So they play in the Detroit Catholic League, and now Lima Senior is in the City League.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, so Lima Senior is all sports are part of the City League school. So Lima Senior play way uh Bowers or everybody all year. And they split everybody up. So it ain't no track. I think Whitmer went to like the league with like Emmanuel and Cardinal Stretch and all of them. Like, they just split it all up, man. It's like it don't even make no sense no more. Like, to be honest, man, I hate to say it, but it's looking real kind of like extinct for the City League just because of how it's going, like how it is. Like, man, you don't got no help for them. Like, there's no, like, the boosters and the different things that used to help the schools when we were there, just not there no more, man. It's like when you go to a Scott Open Gym, you probably get 30 kids, man. At least 9 of them hoop.
Yeah.
Seriously. You know what I'm saying? And then them top schools that really, public schools that really got the talent be Rogers and Start, because I mean, the area is where they at. But
Yeah.
man, it's just sad, man. It's sad, man. And like I said, all you gotta do is look at a park. You can see it, man. It's just, we need to get people back in the school, man, talking to the kids, man. We lost
Yeah.
that a long time ago. So that
And we
that's That's the
tell what
biggest.
you asking, with you talking about it, how it's bothering you. Where some people might say something about it, but they ain't gonna do nothing. Being that you making efforts, you talking about it, you putting it out there, and even with this league, like y'all league got so many options to do. And I hope I was telling you this on the messenger. I hope people in Toledo. I hope y'all are understanding what this league that they have presented to y'all is doing. This ain't like just no little church league. Like they are
Right.
giving y'all an opportunity to have with the bigger cities and stay. I hope they take advantage of it. I hope they work on their game, they take it serious, and I hope that it spirals into other stuff, whether it's other league, whether it's little kids coming to the game, seeing it, like and getting they, hype. Oh, I want to play basketball again and different things like that. I hope they take it serious, man, because y'all NCAA certified. Y'all got all the top people in it, like, and there's people that's coming, so they got to utilize it, man. And even you helping as being on the board, you helping telling the players, like, look, y'all need to clean this up. Y'all need to clean this up because it's making the game be watered down. It's not like, you like what commissioners or what people on the staff really say it. They just be back like, okay, this is my league. But the
Right.
fact that you're here and you love the game, you helping them in the same,
Man, and I'm talking, man, on and off the court, man. We doing a supplementary drive, and we doing that in the drive tomorrow. So we giving people opportunity to put their names in this draft again, so we can make another team and kind of even out teams. So it's so crazy, man. I teach professionalism all day long. My main thing is teaching somebody how to only control their emotions and not think about controlling somebody else's. Like you only control how you react. That's it. And it's so crazy, man. I had a kid today, man. He like, man, I want to put my name in the draft. I said, okay, what's your name? He like, it's on my Facebook. This dude Facebook name was The Reason on God or some crazy stuff, or like Northside 606. I'm like, man, what's your real name, man? He say, oh man, I didn't know I had to put my real name in. I'm like, it's like, hey man, when you do applications for people, when you do applications for jobs, like, your social media reflects on who you are. Use your real name, man. Like pictures of you smoking and holding guns up, and like that can't represent who you are, because that's how those places judge you. Like we already got a lack of it because you a black man and you come from these areas. Don't give them any more reason to deflect who you are as a man by the way you present yourself. You know what I'm saying? I.e. a name and pictures and stuff. Like be professional. And I even tell the guys that come in the gym for the tryouts, like, come on, man, would you go to, Jeep smelling like weed for an interview? Like this what you want to do? If this something you want to do, man, you have to take it serious. By taking it serious, you have to realize that you, as a man, you are a brand. You Pepsi, you Nike, you Adidas. You everywhere you go, you represent yourself. If that's how you want to represent yourself and you want people to judge you off of, you're not gonna get far in this, man. So I preach that to the guys all the time, man. And I say that all the time, man, because that's what it's about, man, for real. And it's just so many more lessons into this than putting the ball in the basket. And that be my goal. Like, man, I gotta give you the mother gems. And you might talk to 10, but you might not reach all 10. You might get 3. I just need them 3, man. Cause I know them 3 gonna hit another 3. It's gonna trickle, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
Do you tell them all about your connects or only the ones that serious, being that you got connects and you ain't gonna bring them to the connect if they ain't coming to you correct?
So so this how I do that. So I don't let that define me. It's like if you're in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, you don't want a woman to like you because of your car. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a woman to like you because of your clothes or you got money. You want them to dig you because of your personality and who you are as a person. So me, I observe all day. Like to me, I feel like I've been having connects since I've been in Toledo. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's people like Jaquan Pat, who, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been around him since he was 9. Like he benefit every part of basketball from me, whether it's putting the ball in the rim, stuff happening on and off the court, to a school being interested in you or something. Like I gave you every part of me. And he really made me feel like that's my passion for real is to do that. So when I talk to these dudes, I already know because that's most of their goal is to play overseas. So to me, if I can't talk to you like, hey man, change your name, you know what I'm saying? Already know you not fit, you not about to represent nothing I got going on this level and anywhere else I know you're gonna struggle with because you can't even do the particulars right now. So I don't give that stuff away, but they know I got it though. I mean, like if you just been in the gym the last couple of days and been around, like, you know I got it. I got it. I just don't brag about it. That's not my, hey, I can get you over here and play. Like one of the kids I really like right now is Delonte Brown. Like his story so much remind me of my story. Now talking about my past when I got in trouble and went to prison and stuff. Like even though he ain't been through all of that, just the way he looked at sometimes from people and observed. Like dang, man, he one of the coolest, nicest dudes you know, man. He just needs somebody to really understand who he is for real.
Yeah.
So like just talking to him and being around like that's somebody I want to help. That's one of them success stories that be like, hey man, nobody ain't gonna never appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? If you got one foot in and one foot out, either they both gotta be on the right or you
Yeah.
just far from the left. Like you can't do it like that. Like what you want. Like if you want this, we could go get it. This is how we gonna go get it. I ain't tell him none of that at first, man. He calling me because he seeing how I do with Jaquan and all of that. Like, man, I need that work, man. Hey, Ice, I need to do this. What I need to do to get this? What I need to do that? That's how it start. Now I
Yeah.
believe you. If I know you want it, if you pay for it without me giving it to you, I know you want it. Cause you ain't
Yeah.
gonna waste your money. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it, metaphorically speaking. So I never just give it to somebody. You gotta prove to me you want it, man.
And then, like, even with your story, what you've been through, your journey, it remind me of the ones like the Uncle G's and the Carlton and all that who've been through stuff so they could tell y'all and be able to let y'all understand where they coming from as now these people is people parents, so they coaching them, living through them, or they trying to live through their team because they, got this team, so now it's all about their team when they really ain't teaching them life because basketball is a game of life. Like you can understand how to handle yourself, how to carry yourself on and off the court by having a better mindset and not just thinking about I'm about to score 40 or this what I'm trying to do. Like you were saying on the live, a lot of people be happy. And just like I've been seeing this, a lot of 1v1 leagues or something going on that they be doing. How do you feel like that's messing the game up?
So one, a shout out to Jamal Brown and them for doing the 1v1. I had a conversation with Chris, privately, and I wouldn't discuss everything I discussed, but I definitely tell him, I say, you on to something, but you got to do it the right way. It's
Yeah.
like the way we play one on one, the way I was brought up one on one, that is how you play. It's three dribbles, get to your spot, all of that. But you guys trying to brand it, it's a way to do it and it's a way not to do it. Now you doing it in these schools, you can't be gambling. You know what I'm saying? You can't be putting money on these dudes and stuff like that. But then I also see them building up confidence in individuals and even the media part of it, like they putting on dudes that you never even heard about. It's a kid name. They call him Isom. I really don't know his name, but he play as Scott. Never heard this dude. I'm like, man, this dude need to be playing somewhere. Like little left hand guard. I'm like, he nice. Just one on one, knowing how to get to his spots and all of that. And even the kid, T Horn, Terry Horn. He played at Southview. He played at South Carolina, Aiken. They exposing kids that a lot of people don't know about, kind of the same way we doing. At the
Yeah.
same time you doing that, it's just a way to do it to where it be professional. So I'm not against it. I can't wait till they realize, and that's Chris Darrington, Jamal Brown. Shout out Jamal Brown, Icon Basketball. Uh, Trey Howard is another one. Chance Hawkins, them kind of the dudes I see kind of forefront in. It's a way to do it. Like you can bring a lot of people together. You can expose a lot of kids that nobody talking about. You can do that and it be branded and it be positive. But
Yeah.
if you leaning towards it to be this one way and it's gonna be bad and you don't want to do that, you can destroy your stuff and a lot of kids with it. So um I don't got nothing against it. I actually like it because it's competitive. You know what I'm saying? It's competitive. It bringing people, the community together. Like people coming from places to watch these dudes play. You know, it's a lot of the dudes. It's a kid, OJ. I believe OJ, little OJ. I forgot his real name. A light skinned kid. I think he like in the 8th grade. I mean, this boy phenomenal. Point guard. Little Chris Poland is third.
Yeah, I've been seeing him play varsity.
Like they bring these dudes together so you can see them in person, and they play them in them. They was in the schools, but now I believe they like at the parks now doing it. So it's really nothing wrong with it for real, but it's a way to do it though, and I hope they get onto it like the right way because they got a chance. They got a following now, and kids are following them, and kids are seeing like if you my favorite player and I see you doing negative, then I'm gonna do negative too because I believe that's not negative if you doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you sometimes you're a role model, you don't even want to be a role model. You can't help it. But that's the way it is. Like we follow sports, we follow the lead sports and the lead singers and rappers and all that. We listen to them and we get our information from them. It's the same way in the city. So no, I'm not against that at all. No, I just hope that they get it on to where it's like they get in there and it's being like, yeah, man, they making people nervous now because dang, I didn't even know about him and he's somebody. So that ain't nothing. Just build, okay, a college. Hey, who was that guard that was on your live? Yeah, I'm interested in him. He got his grades, he getting dudes in school and all of that. So it's just a way about it. You just got to look at it as that type of way, man. So hopefully that be their goal.
What about that 5-on-5 game that was in Rossford? Is them dudes internets or is they in your league? Was Luke Ridgepower with them, or he played against them?
So that you talking about the Frigga thing. So Chris Darrington plays in our league. Jeremiah was the other kid. Jeremiah plays for Arizona State. Jeremiah is in our league, but he in college. So when it comes to Division I players, like a lot of them dudes is Jeremiah Neal, Deshaun Nelson. He played at DePaul. Um, Clarion Hornberg, I believe his name. I think he had Kent State. Zeb Jackson, he had VCU. Like a lot of them dudes, like the D1 dudes, you know, when you play D1, your sport year round. You got a little break, then you go home and then you come right back and get the season started. So when they in town, they could play and do all of that. But as so we got them on rosters already. But when they're in school, they just in school. But some of them dudes do play, but it's a following. Like I said, Toledo is a show me kind of city. Like them dudes not gonna come unless Chris come. You know what I'm saying? Chris kind of like the, you know what I'm saying, the Pied Piper right now with dude really did it. Like, and I feel like nobody talk about that about him, man. Like
I
we
got
got
this
the
too, and he said he said the words you said verbatim in the interview. You gonna see it how when you playing for money and overseas, it's different. Cause he like if I don't go, he said I gotta work out, I gotta do this because like you said, it's money now.
It's a job. Look, man, Chris went to, man, if you think about our era players, it was so many of us that went to junior colleges and schools and small places and came home. Like we just couldn't do it. Like I can't be down there. Like, man, I don't watch this dude play for Scott and get no real life big time letters. Go to Vincennes. Like we all know what Vincennes is and when it comes to sports. Like All American, 2 years in a row, JUCO first team, All American. Go to Tennessee, play with standouts like Grant Williams, who just played with the Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Like holding his own. Then come home and play at UT, and we ain't gonna talk about how they don't even look at motherfuckers from. That's a whole nother segment. When you want to do that, that's a 30 for 30. Just let me know. So just for him to come home and do that, and now you know they got the Glass City Wranglers with Josh Radican doing that, and he playing for that, and he getting 40s and 50s and just ridiculous numbers and playing the game the right way. Like these dudes are looking up to him and they see that. So you know what I'm saying? I know he in the Kingdom League, which is in the Columbus League. He playing the Columbus League too, like they Columbus Pro-Am. But we actually called him like, Chris, you gonna play in the game or you gonna go to Columbus? He's like, all right, so I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna play here. So just seeing that like that to something like that, he's so grounded, man. He know what it is. He was a real good kid. Like he just figuring it out, man. And he had his moments too. It's like he got a following. So he'll bring that with him, like, and they'll see that. But they need to know that they their own brand too. We don't need to
Yeah,
follow all the time. We just
yeah,
need, we all can be leaders, you know? So
yeah,
once they figure that out, man, it'll be all right, man. It's just a lot of teaching. We just got to get back to teaching more, not teaching dribbling the ball as much as like training these boys' mind to really understand that they kings. And we use that word king so loosely, like really understand that, hey man, you a product. Like when they look at you, when they look at a black man, they look at strength. They look
yeah,
at youth, skin, you know what I'm saying, girth, you know what I'm saying, hair, like athletic ability, like knowledge. Like, man, you got so much in you that you ain't even scratched the surface yet. I need to
yeah,
tell you that that's who you are as a person. And that's how it starts. So once we get that going again, like it used to be, everybody a Chris Darrington. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody a Jeremiah Neal. Everybody a Ronnell Isom, a Dan Wine. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is that. And it won't take you 30, 40 years to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So it'll happen, man. Like I said, if you build it, it will come. Like you just
yeah.
gotta build it.
You on to something, bro. I salute you for this, man, on everything. On
Yeah,
every,
it's a team thing. Like I said, man, lead time, man. But Lee Tile got so much information in his mind, bro. That's so you talk to me. So me and Tile, we kind of like, and I say Coach Martin too, cause we kind of like disciples of Coach Martin, both are like two sides of his brain. But Lee Tide, he got so much information, man, to give the people, man. Like once you around him, he just gonna open you up like, boy, like, oh, wow. Man, I
yeah,
never thought that. Like even to get to these children, man. So we just need to get them in the gym, man. Like we gonna come with camps and free, you know what I'm saying, trainings and camps and stuff like that, just to get it out there so they can see, man, that they want it. Like everything don't need no dollar on it, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Last question, I'm gonna get you up out of here. Being
sure.
that you got so much going on in the pro-am, giving back, training, your heart and your love for the city, how do you balance that with your family? Because I know you got a beautiful family, and you pour out to everybody. How do you make sure you good and you can be able to woosah and make sure you good as far as for your family?
Man, you said that's the last question. You trying to spend a whole another hour on this one. Man, you married? Man, look, first of all, shout out to my wife, man, Brittany Isom.
Yes.
Day from say day one, she just been the most supportive woman I ever met in my life. Like, if she
Yeah.
don't know, I remember watching basketball games with her. She ain't know what was going on, and she would try to just know it just so she can relate to me. Like, if that ain't a woman that a man needs, like just trying to figure out just to be around, like, and then finding love in it. So when it comes to this, like my wife, she's super supportive. Like she be at the front door. She got a team in it. She sponsored a team through her business, Caring Compassionate, MRDD Health, like, and they
Yeah.
have. So she sponsors the Tiffin team. So the Tiffin alumni, they got a team and she sponsors them. We did an interview with all of them together. It should be coming out.
Is that the
Uh,
team that just putting in that work?
the team, the Green, yes, man. Listen, man, them boys came up. Man, them boys came up. I was telling Chris, I told Chris, I said, man, I'm thinking about putting y'all the last game. He like, man, whatever, bro. And I'm telling Tiffin boys, they come in the building, they like, man, we don't care. We just want to hoop. So they all look like guards. And I'm like, these boys got the plan together. Oh man, I can't wait till y'all see these Tiffin boys. They different. Then they got a boy named Josiah Flucher. He was from Lima Senior. Man, I just wish that was the last game we showed, man. You really could have seen that game. I was on one, but that's my wife team, and
Yeah.
she just real positive. And my kids, man, they just love the game, man. My daughter, Montana Isom, she loved the game. Her mother played. Sandy Brown, her mother played for Start, and she do her thing. And my daughter, she around basketball, and my son, he just love whatever I do. So They just real supportive, man. That's my rock. Them three, man. I can't see life without them for real, man. My wife, she really lead this for real. Like, if it ain't for her, like, hey, this what you need to do. You need to do this. And I'm so happy that you're doing this. This look like you. This, you know, man. If I could be shoveling shit, she gonna be like, yeah, I'm out there with you, getting to it. She love the basketball. She really happy that I'm involved in it. So it's like family time, no matter what, man.
And I see the growth in you too. You know how I say in the Bible, as a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. And you know, everything after that falls in place and blessings and all that coming. Because transparency, we all know you could be doing whatever you want to be, have what you want to do. So being that you settle down and know like this what I want a family, I want a wife, I'm doing this the right way, takes maturity, it takes wisdom and knowledge. And you know, you got it now.
Listen,
You know,
man.
you, man. I said I don't need you to make sure that you together, because I know your heart and I know you pulled in so many directions. So you got to make sure you lean towards that. And
Listen, man. Look, first, I never heard, as much as I grew up in church, I never heard that saying until Mama Chaka told me that to my face. Like, bro, like man, Mike Chalk, bro, he do it
Mike,
first.
hold on, let me say it too. Then you can go, Mike Chalk, bro. Go ahead,
bro. For real, bro. Mike Chalk do it first, man. If I follow really anybody for real, like he really set the example for me, man. Just how to be a father when it comes to a daughter, like how to be a husband when it comes to your wife, how to be professional, you know what I'm saying, out here in life, even though stuff struggle. Like, man, we know how, like I said, that when I really found out that it's bigger than basketball, because as he was just telling you, like just going all the way back to the beginning, like me and him in the gym together, really going round for round, man, them breaks will really be about life and talking, like, and you just find somebody that kind of like having the same issues and talking, man. Like when I went to prison, Mike was the only friend that wrote me consecutively every day. You understand? Like this coming from gym work, this coming from all that, and it was the letters hit so home to me. He don't know this, but them letters hit so home on me, it was kind of like he was right next to me, having a conversation. Like we just hoop and we sitting here talking about it. Like never changed up, consistently the same. That's why he the godfather of my kids. He was my best man in my wedding. Bro, just prime example of what to do, man. If it's like a question I need, he gonna come with some type of answer. You know what I'm saying? And I know he got his stuff too, and all of that. And I know he reached for me the same way. But man, iron sharpen iron, bro. Like for real, man. He really is a example of what it's like to be that man, that I like an ideal man for real when it comes to this marriage and fatherhood stuff, because it's a challenge every day. It's like you gotta put that mask on and them shoulder pads and go out there and get it, even if you don't want to. I just had to talk to my daughter today about some stuff. I'm like, I ain't even got it in me, but gotta swallow it and give it to you. Like, shout out my Chaka, bro. He really like that, man.
He's so humble, just like you, man. Both of y'all so humble, man. I know so much about what you do for people and how you there, just in conversation, because I'm close to Mike like that. And I know you humble and you do it because it's inside your heart. But like even I told Mike, he part of my testimony when I said I've seen how you can be married, do it the right way, and even still go after God and not worry about it. Because he was popular, he was playing sports, he was all this and that. So like you saying, the idea of me seeing that, like I'm like, man, do this, man, because I can do it in him as an example.
Think about who you are, bro, today, and think about who you were in 2001. You feel me? Like, man, I was with Chop. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's night and day. It's like Barry Sanders being uh, a mechanic. It's like, man, how you just change it like that? You know what I'm saying? You really were. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, for real, that's exactly who he is, man. Like, and it's real. It ain't no fakeness to it. The same way he speak it out loud, you know what I'm saying? Just probably like you is he walking that. He walking that. He finds a way to interpret that to where it's relatable to anybody, not just a man of Christ or a woman of Christ. Like he finds a way to deliver that message to where it's positive and it's relatable no matter how I say it. Like you get it. Like this where it come from. Like them same struggles in the Bible, man. Them
Mm-hmm.
same struggles in the Bible, them same temptations, they're in the Bible. It's in there. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He knows how to deliver the message, man. Like when him and his wife, they they received their deacon certificates at the same time, man. You know what I'm saying? I laugh like, bro, seriously, you a deacon, bro. Like, that's crazy for real.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but it fits you right now. Because if anybody know who you were today and not associate who you were before, they'll understand, man. It's not foreign to them. It's not uncomfortable. Like to me, that's not the way he is. It would never bother me to where it's like I can't be around you. It's
Yeah.
like it's like, bro, I seen you grow into this, and this coming from somebody who went to church Monday through Sunday, like every day. Like I was in church every day. Like to watch a man find it in a pivotal moment of his life to where he already peaked in something that he great at,
Yeah.
and then find your wife at the same time and your children, and you just soak them all in that and become that. That's a beautiful thing, man. I'm about to stop talking about this dude. This dude ain't nobody, man.
Yeah. Before we go, man, I just speak blessings on you, favor on you, man. You keep walking in your purpose, keep doing your thing, man. Keep holding the family down. And I'm proud of you, man. If I ain't never told you I'm proud of you, I see the growth, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
And let
Anything
me shout out this.
you
Everybody watching, when you watch this, man, go follow Toledo Pro-Am. Go
do, yes, sir.
follow the page, like to subscribe to the YouTube page, subscribe to the Instagram, get on the Facebook, come out to the games, man. They all summer, Saturday and Sunday. We start games at noon and they go all the way to 3, man. It's free. We ask for donations at the door. If you can give it, if not, just come support, man. We got a lot of surprise guests. I'm working on James Johnson coming up. He used to play with the Pacers. He played with Brooklyn. He cool with Isaiah Thomas. I'm cool with them. Isaiah Thomas, they talking about coming through. Tyler Halliburton, like I got the moves. Like I'm working on that. So I'm just trying to get the city something that they deserve. We kind of get a city something that they deserve. So just come out, man. Anybody want to help, man? It's all love. Love is love, man. For real.
Yep, yep. I appreciate it, bro.
For sure, bro. Be cool, man.
Yep, yep.
Yep.